Hey guys, Aaron Teal here with Intune Marine, and welcome to the Advantage Series. We're a multi-line dealer. Whether it's fishing boats or pontoons, we carry some of the top brands in the industry. We're gonna walk you through these boats inside and out, showing you some of the finer details. Let's get started.
Hey guys, Brian with Intune Marine. We got another one for you. Vexus boats, DVX 22. You've seen our videos. We're gonna walk through this beauty. We're gonna tell you why this is one of the hottest boats on planet Earth right now with the attention to detail that they've put into these boats. We're gonna walk through inside and out. Let's talk about this sick color scheme first that we did for the customer here. This is Admiral Blue. This is a beautiful color blue that Vexus has. This is a nickel silver stripe with a titanium pinstripe. So very beautiful. Admiral Blue on the fender as well with the chrome wheels. And that package looks really, really nice. We went with a dark charcoal hull. Don't see a lot of these, but all of these colors marry up really well together. As we get to the back of the boat here, the important area, we have a 15 remote kicker here. We have a 400 Verado with a Bob's hydraulic jack plate. Vexus gives you the option to either go with an Atlas jack plate hydraulic or a Bob's. Down here on standard on a DVX 22, trim tabs, the Bennett trim tabs that they're gonna have. As we come to the side of the boat, this customer is gonna be adding a Talon. So what we did is we pre-rigged the Vexus wedges, transom wedges on the back here. So that Talon is gonna directly mount to the transom. Vexus is the only company in the industry that allows you to permanently mount a Talon, Raptor, or Power Pole to the back of the transom with no jack plate bracket. As you can see with the ladder in the back, it's not gonna impede your trim tab. Not a problem at all. On the back of this big 400 Verado, you're gonna have a Bravo 22 pitch 4-blade prop. This is the preferred prop. This is one of Mercury's best, most innovative props that they put on these engines. These 4 blades are really gonna get you out of the hole really nicely. With a quarter to a little under a half tank of gas in a DVX 22, one person, no tackle, we're hitting 70 miles an hour in this boat, time and time and time again. Full load, 2 big people, all your tackle, 62 gallons of fuel. I'm still seeing, depending on weather, temperature, chop, so on and so forth, 65, 67 miles an hour all day, every day. This boat is bad to the bone. Not being done by almost any other boat manufacturer on the market, Vexus is continuing to do what they've always done by making their own trailers in-house. That's a big deal. With that, the attention to detail that they're supplying on these trailers is insane. The trailer fenders are vacuum bagged just like their boat is. So from a consistency standpoint and structural integrity standpoint, these are gonna stand the test of time. As you look down here, the attention to detail, that is just unmatched to other boat companies. This custom welded piece out here that they've added to push the boat buckle out, so this is not going to mar up your glass. That's a big deal. You look underneath the trailer here, the super oversized large LED custom lights. When this boat comes down the road, you can't miss it. Over here, they've added a welded piece for your license plate, so it sits up high so it's not down here, and when you go to the boat ramp, it's gonna bend in half. Another thing about their trailers is they have the road armor, so that was invented and innovated by the Vexus team. They have a UV inhibitor in there. What that's gonna do, that's gonna prolong the life. It's gonna keep it that nice black color. It's just something that nobody else is doing, and it's that innovation and that attention to detail that just continues to have them push away from the crowd. And I want to spend some time talking about this area right here. This probably looks a little different than what you've seen on a DVX 22. And this is a tribute to our amazing service department that we have in the back. We always say this, we pride ourselves on it, that the dealer that you choose matters. If you want the most extravagant Vexus DVX series boat on planet Earth, those guys in the back can make it happen on top of what Vexus will provide you from the manufacturer. This customer went with a Powerhouse Lithium custom setup. We're doing these in-house. We will actually fabricate this back panel here. And we're gonna go into detail in the boat of what these switches, these Perkle switches are for, but here's your main power that you've seen traditionally. Here's an electronics on and off switch, and this is for your live scope. This is gonna be for the 28 volt regulator, which is gonna be in there. We'll save that as a little bit of a secret when we get in there. We've removed the drain plug, the in and out, outside here, and then we've actually swapped this out with a NOCO, which is really nice. The NOCOs are really soft, really nice plugins there. You're gonna get 2 tandem axle, torsion axle frames. I mean, this trailer, it's something that nobody talks about. These trailers trailer like a dream. It's unbelievable. With the oversized tires that you're gonna get on the Vexus, the fiberglass fenders, the twin torsion axle, it's unmatched. Also, with the e-brake that they have on their trailer, you don't need to chock your tires. You don't need to do that anymore. You just grab this, push it down. Now it's locked in place. They continue to push the envelope with everything that they do. Walking over to the step, I mean, here's another tribute to innovation. Everybody has one of these on their boats right now. They all protrude out this far. The problem with that is when people were jackknifing, they were running it right into the back of their tailgate. Vexus, once again, on the fly, midstream, created this right away. Right now, we're in the loading position. You can walk into the boat. Transportation, I mean, it just makes so much sense. We've walked around the boat, now we've jumped up inside, and we're gonna walk up to the front of the deck, and we're gonna talk about every option that this gentleman went with on this boat. Up here in the front, super common. We're doing a lot of these right now. We were one of the first out there to let you guys know. The Ultrex has been one of the mainstays right now in multi-species boats, and we'll tell you why. We're gonna be adding 360 to this boat. 360 will bolt directly onto an Ultrex. Makes it super easy. This customer went with 3 different brands, which is very common right now. The Garmin on top is gonna be used for the LVS 34 live scope. We're gonna have the Mega 360, which is gonna be utilized obviously by the 12-inch Solix. And then the Lowrance, he just has on here just to have a Lowrance up there, and we're gonna show you why in the back, just so he can have all of the best information that he possibly can have. Every single thing is utilized for a tool, and that's why he went with that. We put the troll jacket on here, which is really nice. It's a very cheap, nice thing just to add to your Ultrex. When you have a 360 and you have live scope and you have all these things, you have a lot of cables around here. All this does is keep it nice and clean. The last thing you want to do is pick up a rod and grab a cable and pull it and rip it, and now you don't have your forward-facing sonar. So with that being said, I want to talk a little bit about the attention to detail on this boat that is unmatched. Look at the recessed foot tray, how beautiful this foot tray is. This is one of the nicer ones you'll ever see. Nobody's doing this. This entire carpet area here for the trim is made out of aluminum. It is not rubber. That is insane that they did that. And it's beautiful and it's gonna last forever. Everything is made out of aluminum. This is an absolute tank. But the boat's not a tank. The tank is the components of the boat, but the boat is incredibly light, sporty, and nimble. That's where the secret sauce lies. I want to talk a little bit about the insides of this front deck and the amount of detail. You're gonna hear me say detail and custom and innovative a lot. and it's all 100% true. I challenge you to find better components. The latches. This is one of arguably the best, highest quality latch that we've ever seen. Compression latches. Every single piston is stainless. This isn't gonna rust. Every boat. This is where they chimp and they skimp out on stuff. These areas will rust. The channel in which how deep this is arguably the deepest channel that you'll find in a boat. When you do get water up here, it is going to evacuate down, and through the evacuation system in the cockpit, it's going to make its way back. In the cockpit here, a real traditional kind of setup that our folks have given us feedback on, 3700s. This is a very wide, big middle compartment. You can get a pile of stuff in here. Everything is aluminum. It's amazing. You can utilize those top. So you go out, you have all your tackle here, you keep all your rods over on the port side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You take the 5 primary rods that you're gonna use for the next day and you lay them on top of your 3700s because they will sit on top because it's so low in here. It's a really, really cool feature. Striker plates, your investment. This is a large investment, you need to take care of it. This stainless right here, this has been often imitated, never duplicated. Vexus was the first to have a striker plate. Your buddy, he's not paying attention. He's had a couple lattes. He drops this down, he's gonna hit this striker plate and he's not gonna chip your glass, or gel, excuse me. That's a big deal. This area right here, this customer chose to go with an oxygenator put inside this bait well. That's something that we did for them here at Intune Marine. Some customers, that's not an option from Vexus. Most customers, you know, there's 2 options that you can do here, right? So in our state of Minnesota, transporting water is a big deal. A lot of folks will have their own little bait station with their minnows and such with a little aerator, and you keep that in the cockpit of the boat. You can utilize this as another cooler, you could utilize it as storage, you could utilize it as a garbage, different things like that. You could plug the holes in there and make that dry storage. So you have a lot of different avenues that you can go with this compartment right here. The oversized drain holes. Boats don't have holes that big, but Vexus does. When you get water that goes into that hole, it's going to go away. It's not going to get plugged. Traditionally in the past, they were tiny. You get a couple pebbles in there, it would get stuck, and it's done. It just didn't make sense. Vexus really went to the drawing board. Every single thing that has been problematic for the last 40 plus years, they literally made better on this boat. The rubber gaskets on top of each container. Each fiberglass lid is handmade. The strength in which you can feel how strong these are is incredible. When you close these, the compression latch squishes it down against that rubber. You have a really good seal. They got away from the carpet. The boats that have carpet in here, if you have a really good seal here and you have moisture in there and it's wet, and you go like that, you've kept all the moisture inside. These don't have carpet in them. That's phenomenal. EVA on the bottom with a big giant water area for all the water to go in the bottom there. Wide open, no tubes. Super nice. Zoom in on this windshield. Is it flexing? Nope. Oh, got him. This windshield is the most BA windshield on planet Earth. We talk about it a lot. You've heard a lot about it. When Vexus invented this boat, they started here with the hull and this windshield. Nobody has a better windshield. I challenge you to find one. The strength of this boat, being part of the boat, is absolutely incredible. Talking through kind of the main office here on this boat. This customer decided to go with a Victor package. You know, in the Victor package, you're gonna get the keyless, wireless remote, push button start. You're gonna get airwave pedestals, you're gonna get the trailer upgrades with the e-brake and the pivoting trailer step, the intensive care live well system, and just so much more. But this customer decided to go with Wave Pros. Wave Pros have been incredibly a popular choice, and they just make the ride incredibly enjoyable. They're one of our favorites. They're a little sleeker. Vexus offers airwaves, which are unbelievable. We sell a ton of them, but this is just another option that we did at the dealership. This customer went with a Polk audio stereo system. Over here, this is pretty cool. So this customer went with the upgraded seat. So this is the VX upgraded seat option. They do not fold, but as you can see, they're this kind of comes up a little bit. It kind of hugs your hips a little bit. They're very, very comfortable seats. And paired with the Wave Pro, you pretty much have one of the best setups that you can possibly get. In the cockpit here, Mercury SmartCraft gauge, Merc monitor. We're big fans of this display. This is gonna give you engine fault codes, different things like that. You can have it set up to where you have engine temperature and all the other items that you wanna look at, water pressure, different things in one screen. It does a startup feature where it checks the diagnostics of your engine, lets you know that you're good to go, that there's no issues with the motor. It's a big deal to have this. In addition to that, some really cool things. This is the new Verado throttle that's brand new. This came out just very recently. You can actually start your engine from this throttle here. You don't have to use the keypad, which is a really cool feature. The trim tabs, obviously, right here. If you look at this, the placement just makes so much sense. So as you're driving, you have visibility. Solix paired with the Lowrance. So you have the Lowrance here, the Lowrance up there. He can take that Lowrance off that little track system and put it on the back and plug it in. So now when you're trolling and you're looking back, you can have a graph right there because we have a shoot through Lowrance puck, also a Solix shoot through puck back there so he can see that. Makes life easy. Also, we went with an iTroll. Here's the iTroll on this little ram mount right here, really custom. When you're running your kicker, you can really dial it in right here. Super clean, totally out of the way. This customer also wanted to go with a cell phone holder. So this is made by Ram Mount. It's a super cool little deal. We strongly recommend it. You're always trying to find a place for your phone. You can put it down here, but he wanted it up there in his visibility. Another cool thing, and I've never actually seen this on a DVX boat. I've heard of people installing these. This is one of the first ones that we've seen. This customer, Lowrance, has a really cool feature. So there's a port on the back of their live units where you can actually install your AquaView camera. So right here, we've mounted that to here and that you can plug it in. So literally he could drop his AquaView camera over the side and have the visibility on his Lowrance. Pretty cool feature. I challenge you to go get in one of these boats, come up to Intune, stick your head up underneath the console and look at the craftsmanship and the attention to detail that they've spent on wiring this boat. That's a big deal in 2023 when you have 3 brands of electronics, multiple live scopes, 360, 5 graphs, 4 graphs, 6 graphs. We've done Apex 19s, 2 of them on a boat, 2 Solixes, a Solix 15. That is so much power to run these boats in addition to everything else. The attention to detail with the wiring harness that Vexus offers, with the bus, the Vexus View up on the bow, the bus at the console, the 8-gauge wire that they're running, it's incredible and we're not having any power issues. But here's the heartbeat of everything right here that we've done to this boat. If you look down here, there's a lot of lithium companies on the market. We are not sponsored, we are not endorsed. We have just had good experience with these batteries. We really think they're making a really good, innovative product, and innovation aligns with the exact mindset of Vexus. Powerhouse lithiums. We're doing 2 36 volt lithiums in parallel for the trolling motor. You're never gonna run out of power. We're doing a 16 volt. That 16 volt is going to run all of the electronics in this boat. We're gonna get into detail. Yeah, I said 16. 2 X2 AGMs. That is the biggest, baddest AGM that we've ever experienced. You can't find a negative review on an X2 AGM. We're using both of those in conjunction to run the dash and all of the things, your bilge pumps, your lights, all of those things. The kicker engine, the main motors. The items with the lights on, you're gonna have a 16 volt running gun and you're gonna have a 36 volt running gun. And what those are going to do is when you go to charge this thing at night, these are 12 volt batteries. You need to now convert it to 16 volts, and then you also need to charge the trolling motor batteries. This compartment, from what we have seen, is the biggest, most open, clean setup that I've seen on the market today. You can get 5 batteries in here, no problem. You have access to your accessory breaker, your trolling motor breaker, and obviously we've done a bunch of custom stuff in here as well to support this, the heart of this boat, to power this thing. That's incredible. This gentleman's never gonna run out of juice. Sleeper spot, not a lot of people talk about, are these storage compartments right here. Made out of aluminum. You can run 3,700 boxes in there, 3,600 boxes. You could put extra line. You could put weights in here. Whatever you need. This is a really cool, innovative, and they got lights on them. Not to mention everything on the boat with one button. You push one button, you're gonna have lights throughout your entire boat, every compartment. Red, white, and blue lights for USA, which is awesome. I mean, just look at the console here. When you're out in the water, you're gonna have these red lights. You're gonna have your Merc monitor, which you can set to whatever color you'd like, green, blue, purple, pink, whatever. You have your Bob's hydraulic jack plate gauge here, which has the yellow and the red lights on it, your trim tabs. You're gonna know where everything is, and it's gonna be illuminated perfectly. Sit back here on the back area, you're gonna notice this horseshoe type layout that Vexus has innovated throughout time. Above you, this customer went with a bimini top as well. That's an option that Vexus provides you. It has a windshield connector right here where it will connect to these buttons right here. This gentleman wanted it on those hot sunny days to get out of the sun. Getting back to this area here. So as you can see, 2 massive areas for water evacuation. When you do get water in this boat, which is gonna be pretty hard to do, but at the end of the day, it's a boat and we're on water. There's gonna be a time when you're gonna get water in your boat, whether it's rain or you spear a wave. Probably not gonna spear too many waves though, because the bow lift on this boat is incredible. Back here, you're gonna have these compartments. They're illuminated, beautiful compartments with all the same type of stuff that you saw up on the front deck. No carpet in here. You know, I get a lot of people asking me questions here. You can stand right here. You can kind of see how they taper this a little bit right here, which gives you a little extra room in here. You could be fishing over the side of the boat, but you're probably gonna be here, or you're probably gonna be standing here. Moving back here, you're gonna have 2 big storage compartments in the back. If you look back here in this compartment, Minn Kota, we're doing a 3-bank and a 3-bank and a 2-bank Minn Kota precision charger that Vexus is gonna mount to the walls. Super important because it's still gonna give you access in here. Most boat companies will not do that, or they will mount them to the floor, or they will essentially make this compartment not usable. Vexus is not doing that. They're spending the extra time to mount them to the walls to get them up out of the way. Moving back here, you're gonna have a ski tow pylon if you choose to add that feature. This customer did. They have a butt, you can put a butt seat here or a fold down seat. Either one will work. Moving back to the live well, really cool. Look at that LED light, it's beautiful. You're gonna get that plexiglass lid, the rubber seal. You're You're gonna look at the EVA, you're gonna look at the stainless pistons, the slam latch. This is a slam latch, it's closed. Look at the hinges on here. Very, very, very high quality in a Vexus boat. It's going to last and stand the test of time. In the live well, because the customer went with the Victor package, this boat is going to have the intensive care operation system. What that's going to do for you, if you so choose to do so and go fish tournaments and different things like that, you're going to keep your fish alive. When the water is, if the top of the live well is here and the water is right here and you have fish in there and you're going through 3-footers, those fish are going to get beat up along the sides of the walls. And if you get to weigh in, you potentially have the possibility of having a dead fish. With this system, you can have the water go all the way to the top of the plexiglass, fill it all the way up, and now those fish cannot slosh and hit the walls. It's a really cool, again, innovative solution that Vexus came out with. There's 2 areas of access in a Vexus boat. Back here, that's a lot of the hard to get to stuff that you're probably not gonna have to get to. But the things that you might have to get to, whether that's swapping out a cartridge in a bilge pump or an aeration pump, twist, pull it out, you're gonna be able to have access inside the boat. Loosen these, pull this out, it's gonna give you access in there. Super, super cool feature that Vexus has. One of the most important parts of this boat, Vexus, when they built and designed this hull, they are vacuum bagging this hull, the top cap and the hull. When they come together, you're having a consistent way of adding those 2 pieces together, and you're having consistency in weight and everything, structural integrity. You have the appropriate amount of fiberglass to resin exactly, boat to boat to boat. There's no inconsistency in these boats. This hull, you can see how it protrudes way out here, which is really gonna push that water down. And this chisel right here, they track and they cut exceptionally well. This boat has incredible bow lift and hole shot. It's fast, it has an amazing hole shot, it has amazing bow lift. There's very few boats that have that and attention to all of the detail that this boat has on the market today. Thanks again, guys, for walking through this boat with us. We can't thank you enough, and we can't do this without your support. So thank you. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Brian with Intune Marine. This is the Vexus Boats DVX 22, and I challenge you to go get in one of these boats, see for yourself. There is a difference. From Flippin, Arkansas to Richmond, Minnesota, we'll see you at the lake.